Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here, and today with some Toonami breaking news. That being, we have some new announcements regarding Uzumaki. Now, earlier, like a few days ago, we got a kind of a ominous tweet from the official Uzumaki anime Twitter page, saying that new news is going to come up this week. And this really rang a lot of bells because the last tweet this account had was way back last December, basically hoping everyone has a good new year. And then before that, it had several announcements about various stereo who are going to do voicing various roles in the Japanese dub of the anime. So this was an official account. So when this said something, it meant something. And earlier today, we had a video come out from, I believe, the producer. It was the producer or the director of Uzumaki saying, "Thank you for your patience. It's been a very long, arduous process." They specifically noted that COVID definitely did a number on the anime industry in Japan and on our production, and it basically pushed everything back. They mentioned how they had to hire roughly twice as many people to work on this project as other projects, basically saying we hit difficulties we did not foresee, essentially in a nutshell. Then he's like, basically, for thank you for waiting, we're going to show the first clip or first 40 or so seconds of the anime. And then they showed it, and it fortunately it wasn't the same damn teaser trailer we've seen two times, and it was different. Basically, it was I think someone told me her name is Kiri. I think Kiri walking down a path near a town, saying, This is a recollection of the strange events that occurred in my town over the past year," and that's how the clip ends. And then the man comes back on and says, "Well, we have other clips. However, considering this is a very suspenseful horror-based anime, it would probably give off spoilers, so we're only going to show you that, but promising that more has been completed to this point." And then he basically concluded by saying, "Thank you for your patience again, and we look forward to the future," basically. And at the end, they showed like Uzumaki. And then the big note everyone took away from it was what happened next. Flashed on the screen, October 2022. So once again, this confirms that there will be another delay to Uzumaki. This is, I believe, officially the third delay for Uzumaki since it was first announced. It was initially announced to be sometime in 2020, then announced to be sometime late 2020, then late 2021, and then now late 2022. So again, this has been a very, like I said, this has been a very hard process for Toonami, for Production IG, and Crunchyroll. And right now, what we get here is just another delay upcoming here. Though to give them credit, the animation was absolutely amazing. No, it was brilliant. It's one of those, like, you can tell they spent their time and effort getting this down right. And one thing that really struck me was how fluid the animation was. It's the type of animation where anime in particular, Western animation has this to a degree, but anime in particular has kind of this reputation for taking shortcuts with the animation at times. This is because animation usually has a very low budget, has a very quick turnaround period. You hear a lot about like animators having burnout and all the issues that happen at some of these production houses. But here you can tell they spent every last second focusing on detail for shot after shot. Basically, imagine like a film that's going to try to win an Oscar, but for an animation. And I would not be surprised if somewhere along the line, Uzumaki, when it gets released, wins some type of acclaims, some type of like critical acclaims. It's really playing that way. And from admittedly only the 30, 40 seconds we saw, it really is very promising to be that type of anime. So I'll give them credit there. But again, at the same time, I mean, at this point, this is a bugaboo for Toonami, you know. Toonami at this point has, I think, been not pigeonholing, has been really picking on Uzumaki to be like, this is the big one. This is the one that really puts Toonami right back on the map again. You know, because I mean, right now, what do you have for Toonami originals? You have them kind of going halvesies in on Space Dandy, which was a hit, by the way. It was a hit, but it wasn't like this massive, everyone took notice type hit. And then you have the Fully Cooley sequels, which I've talked about plenty times here. And at the same time, I can conclude that it was probably financially not profitable for Toonami in the long run. But Uzumaki, because at this point, I mean, this is from the announcement to when this will presumably be released, if there's no more further delays, will be greater than 3 years. Space Dandy was like a year and a half from first announcement, and Fully Cooley was about 2 years after announcement. And in the meantime, you have to pay. So of course, like this whole time, even like times when they're not actually getting animation out, times in which they had to slow down, had to stop due to COVID, they still had to pay people. So right now you have Toonami and of course Production IG and Crunchyroll basically spending more and more money. And when you get to the point where you have to spend more and more money, you have to hope it does better and better and better. Your threshold for what constitutes success gets higher and higher. So at this point, Toonami might be at the point where this has to be like groundbreaking right now, I think, for Toonami to be able to make this worthwhile. And fortunately right now the animation that comes out is amazing because I mean, I'm just imagining like a horrible worst case scenario where it takes 3 years and the animation becomes a point of concern. The story, one thing they don't have to worry about much is the story because the story already exists. Junji Ito wrote it. But at the same time, I mean, right now they know they have to be nearly flawless at this point to pull this off. And from what I saw, I think that is still a distinct possibility. Animation looks amazing. I don't know about the plot or the story of the characters yet, and this doesn't apply to the Tsunami version, but the voice actors playing Kiri sounded great. It really sounded fitting of the character from appearance, and I have a degree of optimism about this. And usually at this point I'm very pessimistic about things, especially where there's like mysterious delays that occur. And this, like I said, this is the third separate time this has been delayed. So again, I could see this going out horribly for Tanami, but at the same time, this might be the beautiful disaster. It ends up being this beautiful pinnacle of success for Toonami, Production IG, and Crunchyroll. So, what do you guys think? Did you like the teaser trailer as much as I did? What are your thoughts on Uzumaki about the delays? One more note, I might do another video tomorrow, and that is because the Annecy Film Festival's panel on Fina Pirate Princess occurs tomorrow at 17:30 local, which if you translate it to time zones here is 11:30 in the morning on the East Coast in the United States. So you might get information by lunchtime tomorrow about that show. Again, it remains to be seen what we see there. It's part of the works in progress category at the Annecy Film Festival in southeastern France. So we might have, like I said, we might have a whopping big week for Toonami related news, especially regarding the Toonami originals. What do you guys think? What's your opinions on Uzumaki so far? What's your thoughts on Fina Pirate Princess? Maybe getting more information there. Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.